The world wants to believe in men again. There's just too many reasons not to. We're here to give people a reason to trust men again. We do this by practicing giving and keeping our word, by becoming more disciplined in our emotions and our actions, by learning how to make a stand and protect and defend the people that we love. These are all parts of what make us those trustworthy men once again. Welcome to the first ever series of the Rising Man podcast. My name is Jeddy Azuma and I am the founder of the Rising Man movement. If this is your first time here or you've been here for a long time, regardless, welcome back. We're excited to relaunch the podcast in a series format, even though the podcast started all the way back in 2018. After 600 plus episodes, we decided it was time to relaunch with some new energy and a clear focus on what Rising Man is all about at its core. See, in this season, this series, we're really looking to focus on why is it so difficult for the world to trust men right now, and what can we do about it? So back in 2017, before Rising Man existed, I wanted to have the conversation about what does it take to be a good man in the world with more men. So we started a podcast. We launched our first episodes in March of 2018. And over the last 7 years, we've narrowed our focus to help men become more confident, stronger in their purpose, more convicted in their actions, and most importantly, more trustworthy in all of our relationships. We focused on things like rites of passage, embodied leadership practices, and building a community of men that stretches far beyond the United States alone, but we're in countries all over the world. And we decided to focus on a series where we really took it back to the roots. Because we know there's a lot of you out there who may have never heard of Rising Men before, maybe never experienced what this community is all about. And we want to make sure that we emphasize who we are and how we intend to infuse the world with more trustworthy, more confident men and leaders in our communities. One of the biggest problems that we're facing in the world right now is that the world has very little reason to trust men. War, violence, sexual misconduct, greed, dishonesty, a lack of integrity. These have all become the social expectations of most men. You see, men have been given a bad rap, a bad reputation because of the actions and behaviors of the past. And it's an opportunity. Instead of looking at it as a mark on who we are as men, we see it as an opportunity to go back and refresh the standard of what it means to be an integral man in this world. But we're only going to do that by showing up in a different way. We're only going to do that by demonstrating that men can be trusted again, that we can solve conflicts and resolve things without violence, that we can be the master of our emotions and not let our emotions overtake us and harm the people that we love the most. We got to be able to demonstrate that we can be disciplined about our sexual energy, that we can behave as honorable men once again, so that the world can trust that there are good men. There are still men of integrity, men of honor, men who live by a code. Now, obviously, this perception of men has caused us all to go deeply inward. It's caused us to become lone wolves. You see, it's not safe to talk about the inner world, the inner experience that we have because of what the world is saying about us. So we hold it all in. We become lonely as men. We don't trust other men. We don't trust ourselves. And so we isolate. We don't feel safe enough to share what's going on. And so we hold it all in. And these are exactly the things that men all across the world are experiencing right now. We don't feel like we're enough. We don't feel capable of stepping up to the challenges or the expectations that society has on us, so we shrink. So we crumble in the face of adversity. We lean into our vices, to the short-term satisfaction of a dopamine hit, instead of leaning into the more difficult and uncomfortable parts of life. We're perpetuating that culture, that generation of men who can't rise to the occasion, who can't step up and lean into the challenge because we haven't been prepared and equipped to do that. And that's where we come in. That's where the mission of Rising Man is, to bridge that gap, to meet those men in their loneliness who are stuck underneath the adversity and overwhelmed by the enormity of life, so that we can help you step forward and bust through those barriers. That's what the world needs. In order to trust men again, the world needs to see men push through adversity, rise above the weakness, become strong, become confident, become capable once again. And the only way that we're going to do that is with each other. We need that support. We can't do this thing alone. That story about the lone wolf, the reason why humans hunt in packs, it's because we need each other. We need to return back to that pack mentality. We need to have men that we can count on to go and take down the woolly mammoth. Whatever that represents in your life, that big obstacle, we're not meant to do it alone. None of us are, including you. You see, the world wants to believe in men again. There's just too many reasons not to. We're here to give people a reason to trust men again. The goodness of men, the integrity of men, the safety of men. We do this by practicing giving and keeping our word, by becoming more disciplined in our emotions and our actions, by learning how to make a stand and protect and defend the people that we love. These are all parts of what make us those trustworthy men once again. For this series, we're going to go into some of the foundational elements of the rising man culture. We're going to talk about setting standards and what it means to live by a code in your life. We're going to share the code, the way of the rising man that we practice inside of our community. We're going to hear from some of the core leaders from inside of the Rising Man movement and other leaders and elders outside of the community who have been working on helping to heal and strengthen men all over the world. And we're also going to make sure we hear from women about what they're looking for more from men this season, so that putting all of these pieces together can help you on your journey to become the best man, the most trustworthy, capable, confident man that you can be. Lastly, we're going to provide you with lots of resources for where you can go to learn how to be a part of a community and how to get the benefits of being part of a men's team. So make sure you tune in this season. The first episode coming out next week on August 26th. You're not going to want to miss it.